So today I'm going to get into that 454 engine that I bought for the El Camino. So I have some concerns. This is the biggest one, to be honest. That's the oil that came out of it. Not even enough to cover the bottom of the pan. I don't know, what is there, maybe an ounce or two of oil? Where'd the oil go? Well, there are some possible explanations. The old oil filter was actually smashed and broken, like it had come down on there. It actually had oil lines. Those were also cut. So we lost some oil here, we lost some oil there. I know, it doesn't explain it all. And then if you come up front, and you look here, somebody cut it with a sawzall when they're cutting the transmission lines. So you'll lose some there, but there should still be a bunch back there. And there wasn't. So what I want to do is I want to leave the engine in that configuration. I'll drop that oil pan, and that way we can see what's going on in there. First of all, I got the shavings from that sawzall. I don't really want them going up, and I want to take a look at what's going in that pan. If there's any metal shavings, I want to take a look. Well, we want to take a look at those rod caps. Take a look at the crank. We'll take a look at everything. But I'm quite concerned about that right now. Some telltale signs that what you bought is Motorhome is, number one, this power steering pump. You can see it's got this reservoir. Now a lot of 1-tons had this as well, but with the C-class motorhomes, you couldn't get in here to check your power steering, so they had a remote reservoir kind of sat up like this. They also had them style like this for hydro brakes, hydromatic brakes. Is that what it's called? Another good tell is, see that timing mark there? And then you see another one down here. And the reason you have two is this one here is the one that the mechanic can actually see from underneath. Keep in mind, this harmonic balancer will have two timing marks. So we'll have to make sure we decipher which one is the right one as well. At any rate, I'm going to get you guys set up here, and I'll rip that pan off, and we'll see what we got going on inside. So remember, you always got this 7/16 on the front of both sides. I had forgotten, actually. And that is also what holds this timing tab in, which we don't want. So let's see if this guy is getting closer to doing up the gears. Let's take a look at what we got. First glance, it doesn't seem so bad. In fact, at first glance, I would say it actually seems pretty good. Uh-oh. Not terrible. There's a little bit there, but nothing that has me too alarmed, if I'm being honest. Let's roll her over and take a look on top. add coolant. That's good, I guess. All right. Now before I clean that up, let's take a quick look. So what we're looking for is burnt rod ends, and doesn't look like it. Everything looks really good. Even that screen looks really clean, doesn't it? How's that chain looking? Chain looks good too. Let's give that. Ah, she got some slop in there. Might change that, might not. We'll see. Yeah. She does look nice and clean. I think this has been gone through. Yeah, 100%. This motor's been rebuilt. Cam looks good. You can see, well, I suppose those two lobes that we can see look good. Not bad, folks. It is a 2-bolt main. 2 bolts refer to these, the bolts on the crank journal hold downs there. Let me get this mess cleaned up, and then we'll come back. All right, so CJ's back. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
Anyway, so we got the exhaust manifolds off. We got her cleaned up. It's looking pretty good in up here. I changed out this pickup tube and all the little spot tack on there. Everything's cleaning up pretty good. That side's done. This side still needs to be kind of wire wheeled, cleaned up, wiped down with a little bit of brake clean. CJ's just getting spots up front there cleaned up for the timing chain, the water pump surfaces cleaned up before we...
I'm just scraping by.
I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'll bring it back when we get the top end off and we're actually ready to start spraying some paint. Okay, just hang tight. Peak. I can't afford a boroscope, so I'll just watch a video later with these guys.
If there's something wrong, send me a comment.
Yeah. If you guys seen anything, let me know. Okay, so I'm just humming along on this, stripping this motor down, pulling off all these intake manifold bolts like so. And I come across this guy, and I'm like, what's that guy all about? Well, let's take a look. See what that guy's all about. When I look in here, I see somebody's actually stripped it out. And that's a bolt that's supposed to go in there. Of course it doesn't. And this is now what fits. This great big, terrible looking nastiness. That's what was in there. And it was in there tight. So what are your options? You can replace the head, of course. If you're made of money, you could get someone to weld it up, I suppose, and retap it. You could do what I'm gonna do and use one of these here. This is called a permacoil. Basically same thing as like a helicoil, I guess. I've never used either one of them before. We're going to use them today. Well, we'll go through what exactly you got to do. We'll go through what exactly you're supposed to do. So basically it comes with this tap, and it tells you what size you're supposed to drill that out with. In our case, I don't think we have to. I don't think we have to drill it anymore. I think we can just go ahead and tap it. And then once we tap it, we'll use a combination of these two. These are our new threads. If you look on the end of that, this guy here, just like a threaded bolt, but with a little kick out there. And that catches in the end. I thread that in, and away she goes. Wonder if it'll, I don't even know if I need to do anything. I should probably thread it anyways, just because I don't know if I can get that out once I put it in. Okay. Really wish I hadn't put that intake back on there, but I did. So let's just go ahead and try and thread it in to what we had. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. So then if I undo this, I guess I just leave it behind. Is that right? Then she does get tight. So that sucks. Let's dig that out. Okay, so let's see if we got the right angle on it. Looks like it. I don't want to tighten it up all the way just in case I start pulling the threads out on the way out. But it looks good. You know, I got a couple turns to go to tighten or crank her right tight. We're not reusing this intake anyway. We're gonna use an aluminum one. So let's pop this one off, and maybe we'll pop that one on. So what I did is I went ahead and sprayed the intake with this intake on there, so I could have her done. And I wanted to keep it clean, so I put some paper towel in here. That's done. That also looks pretty good. Now let's throw our intake manifold on. At the end of the day, it's the only one I really care about how that one looks. Okay. Okay, so we got that Healy coil thing done. In fact, I got a few things done since you were last here. I got that intake manifold on, worked like a damn. I did put an extra washer in there though. I just didn't feel like I wanted to get into it, you know what I mean? I got enough thread catching, so I'm just gonna say it's okay. What else do I got going on here? I got the distributor in. She's pointed at number 1 here. It's number 1 up here. I got her all set up. I got the pulleys on, harmonic balancer on, timing cover on. I left the chain. Chain felt pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. It's a double roller. I don't think this rebuild is that old on it, to be honest with you. What else? I got the water pump pulley on. Got the alternator brackets on, valve covers, intake manifold, distributor. I'm all set up. I still have to put my block off plate on here for the fuel pump. And then I got to flip this over and install the oil pan and oil pan gasket. I did flip this over once by myself and it didn't go very well. So I'll wait for CJ to come back tomorrow and give me a hand with that. So I think that's going to do it for tonight. Today, I guess. Spent a couple hours on it today. Spent a couple hours on it yesterday. I am missing this guy, so that's going to be that hose that goes here. And then, so this is a heater hose, and I guess this is a heater hose. Not too sure how this one's going to work for us. On the last manifold, you can see there, that hose came up and away like this. On this one, like, I'm not too sure. If I put an elbow in there, I won't be able to rotate it. I don't know if you guys know, tell me. I am on the verge of bypassing it right now. Maybe I'll run one. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I can run one out and hopefully shoot the hose in this way, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. At any rate, that's going to do it for today. I'll come back in about 12 seconds and we'll get this wrapped up for you. But she's looking pretty good. Okay, so we made a little headway on this thing. Let me show you what we got here. Decided to paint the pulleys black and the bracket black. We got the water pump cleaned up and put back on. New seals everywhere, of course, new gaskets. You've seen what we did here with this one. We had to put a Healy coil in there. New thermostat housing because the old one was straight up and down. So this one is 69 El Camino style. Down here we took off the oil cooler accessory deal there with the 2 outlets, or 1 outlet, 1 inlet, I guess. We put on this ball for our 4-speed. We put on new motor mounts. I don't know if you remember the clamshell style that was on here from the Motorhome. Well, now we got the old 69 El Camino style. We got those on there. I decided to install the bell housing. So we put in a new flywheel, new clutch, new fork, new shift boot, pilot bushing. Actually it had one in there. I know it was automatic, but it had one in there and I'm reusing it. Throwout bearing. What else do we got here? Put in a Mallory distributor. Some Metalbrock chrome valve covers. Oh, say hello to the people, CJ.
Hello, people.
All right. Where else are we here? The new intake manifold, of course. We're going to put...
Alternator's not staying.
Yeah, alternator's not going to stay. We are going to put fuel injection on here. We're going to put a sniper kit on here. That'll be pretty cool. I just got to throw on the starter and the lower inspection plate. CJ and I were holding out to see who was going to clean it. And it looks like I'm drawing short straw because he ain't cleaning it.
Because I'm lazy.
Because he is lazy. Say hello, lazy guy.
Hello. I'd say it faster, but it takes too much effort.
Okay. So that's going to do it for now. Oh, and we did have to change the oil pan too.
Yes.
The truck oil pan came out too far. Took some measurements on the El Camino, not going to work. So oil pan, power steering is actually on the El Camino. Power steering. So how much did I end up spending? Well, let's take a look. I bought the motor for 500 bucks off of Marketplace, or maybe it was Kijiji. I spent 100 bucks on those valve covers, maybe 200 bucks on that intake manifold. Don't look at that alternator, that's just for mock-up. I was having some issues with the brackets. That fuel pump block off plate was, I don't know, 10 bucks. The motor mounts were, I don't know, maybe 25 bucks or so from Rock Auto. Dipstick was another 10 bucks. Back here I spent some money on a bell housing, clutch and whatnot. That's not really budget motor. That's I need it for a 4-speed. So for the motor itself, I don't know, all in under $1,000 for sure. It was a pretty clean unit. Just basically resealed it, swapped out the intake manifold, threw on some motor mounts and some blingy valve covers. Called her a day. You know, needed this because the motorhome dipstick tube goes out like that, and I had to change out the power steering pump too. But yeah, the car came with one. Distributor, it came with one. I could have used it. I had a Mallory sitting on the shelf, so I used it. But yeah, definitely under $1,000. So if you're thinking about doing it, do it. As far as what kind of horsepower it'll make, from what I'm seeing on the internet, you know, with intake headers, a little bit of go fast stuff, we'll be looking in the 350 range. We'll see when we get done. We'll take her down. Maybe we'll get her on the dyno and see what the old El Camino does. But for right now, that's going to do it. Thanks for sticking around. If you stick around this long, think about sharing, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.